So it's Gary Prince again doing some winter survival tips. We're up here in the Castle Wilderness area in southwestern Alberta. You can see the beautiful mountains up behind me. Pretty incredible bluebird day. Nice sunny skies. About a couple of feet of new snow. So it was a nice hike coming in. And we'll just set up a shelter. We've got a nice kind of a flat area here. And I think we'll just kind of go right over in this part right over here. So first we're going to pack down the snow. Just get a bit of a base, then we'll shovel it all in. I'll show you how we do that. And take it from there. So you can see we've kind of tramped down an area here. Doesn't have to be really packed down, just enough so the snow on top doesn't settle it too much. Just kind of an outline of the area we think will fill up, and now we'll take our shovels and start filling it in. So this is a pretty standard avalanche rescue type shovel. You can see it's been well used. It works very well. Lots of shoveling, lots of scoops to get a decent fill in with those. If you have the space, this is a little heavier version, but for demonstration purposes today I'll show you this as a nice light grain shovel, fiberglass plastic handle, and really move some snow. There's our temperature here. It was minus 28 this morning, but warmed up nice. It's about minus 12, somewhere in there, 12, 14 right now. So pretty nice day. No wind, so gorgeous. Pretty easy digging. Big scoopful like that, and toss it in. That makes quick time of it. So you can see we got a good deep snowpack here, and as we go around, it kind of makes a nice camp area as well. You see how I haven't shoveled a whole lot of snow there, but it's really picked up quite nicely. So sun's just about ready to go down. You can see it kind of peeking through the trees over there, just above the ridge. So it'll be just about right to kind of get this thing dug out. You can see we got quite a low snow depth down there. A little bit higher up here, we haven't dug down quite as deep, which is just fine. Inside we can make our own levels, so as we carve that out, we can actually make the floor wherever we want to make the floor. So as one kind of final step, once it started to settle, you can see we've smoothed the outside, just kind of into a reasonably smooth dome shape. For digging inside, a small avalanche backpack shovel is great, because you're in pretty confined quarters and you don't need a big long lever. It's hard to reach a long ways, and especially when you're trying to dig the ceiling, you don't want your ceiling too high, and depending on how high you've piled your snow, but it's nice to kind of get up and just kind of carve a nice vault to the dome of the ceiling, and a little small shovel like this does a great job. Another thing that'll help us as we carve this out from the inside is to know how close we are to getting to the outside. So you take just some twigs and branches, things you have around that are easily available, and you just poke them in about the depth that we'll need. So we want the wall to be about 4 to 6 inches deep. You can taper it if you want it thicker at the bottom and narrower at the top, you can do that. But you just take and you stick those twigs in, and that way when you're digging it from the inside, as soon as you start hitting those twigs, then you know how far you got left, that you're getting near the wall on that side. So we got quite a nice Quinzhee here. We got a good snow pile. When you make your opening, you want to make it generally so the wind is coming across it, so it's not, if you make it so the wind is coming from that way, all the snow will pile in and drift over your opening. And if you make it right into the wind, then it's blowing right into you. So you want to make it to the side. So the wind generally in this area comes down this valley this way, so we're going to make our opening kind of onto this side. So we'll start digging there. kind of got this mostly hollowed out here. A couple of pointers as you're shoveling. So again, use a small shovel. You want to kind of maintain the dome shape as you're shaving out, just to maintain some structure. So rather than just digging randomly, you just kind of keep shaving. Then it keeps a nice dome structure. It's a little more sturdy, just so it doesn't collapse on you while you're digging. The other thing you can see is that we've kind of built a nice level area here where we can put our sleeping area. And then we're going to have a lower area here just to kind of come in, area to put your gear, that kind of stuff, just to make it a little more comfy. Also lets the cold air slide down below when it's really cold outside, so that the warmer air stays up on top and you're sleeping in the warm. The other thing, just see if you can see, if I kind of cover the opening here a little bit, you can see the light kind of coming through the snow there. Gives you a little bit of translucence. That's a good gauge to tell you how close you are getting to the surface. Same over in there. You can see we're getting kind of gouged into the edge a little bit, so we're getting a little bit of light coming through there. You can use your the sticks that you used on the outside also as a gauge, but just other things that'll give you clues to make sure you don't dig through the edge and collapse it. So here we are on the outside. You can see our entrance. Nice little drop there from our sleeping level. So we're all set up for the night. Got lots of room in there. Lots of room up top. This is a very generous Quinzhee because the snow conditions were so fantastic. So it should be really good. We're down to about -20 out here on the outside, but inside it's already toasty just from working in there. And we're going to fire up the candle lantern here in a minute, and that'll be even better. So we're just going to go into the Quinzhee here, settle in for the night. Just going to go over some key things to keep us warm. So I talked about the candle lantern before. This is the Yuko candle lantern, and it just pops up. It's got a nice candle in there, lasts over 8 hours, which is good enough to get us through the night. So we're just going to light that up. The problem with these is when the housing heats up, it melts the snow and starts to tip over, and then you lose your candle partway through the night. So we've got this adapter here designed by Prince Innovation. It just clips onto the bottom, just like that. Friction fits into place, and then you can stand it in the snow and it won't tip over. So it's solid there, it's thermally insulated, so the housing doesn't affect the snow, and it'll stand up just like that. The other thing you can do is use another accessory you may already have. It's called a pack flat reflector. It clips together. It's just a little thin metal sheet, packs easy. It's designed originally more for light reflection, so it sits on top of the lantern like that to reflect light downward, but we've adapted it so that it actually fits onto the base here. So there's some slots in the base here and some fins there in the snow there, but you just fit those fins in, give it a 1/8 of a turn, and you've got a nice stand there, and that base is nice and solid. If we put that down in the snow, that sits nice and steady. You can sit it off angle and it'll still stay steady. The candle won't tip over on you, but very handy to have and keeps your shelter nice and warm. Okay, so we got a nice place for a candle lantern set up there. Well, you can see that'll sit steady no matter where it is. It's not going to cause any problems. You can just jam it in or sit it at an angle, and it stays nice and steady, and it'll stay that way even when it warms up. And get ready for bed.